Here we are. Yes, good barra.
Oh! Oh! No! No! Oh, that was a big fish, Nige. Oh, that was a big barra, mate. And you happen to be putting sunscreen on when it smokes ya. Not happy, Jan?
That hurts a whole lot. Fish have got lockjaw and they just seem to know the one moment when you're not ready. The big one manages to bite just when your hands aren't on a fishing rod. Say something about Murphy's Law.
Don't want to talk about Murphy right now.
I'll let you have some quiet time. I'll put the sunscreen on, eh? For over 2 decades, I've been trying to catch a wild barramundi over the 1 metre mark. Everyone has a difficult bucket list challenge, and mine is fast becoming a barra over the magical 100 centimetres. This is often referred to as the Holy Grail. I recently went to the Daly River in Townsville following reports of big barra being caught. After a share of heartbreak, I came ever so close with a 97 centimetre fish. And so the pursuit continues, and this time it's taken me to the Northern Territory. I've flown here for a 3-day fishing trip with good mate Tynan Bartolo. We've travelled to the Daly River that's often referred to as the best barramundi system in Australia. This river produces so many big fish each year, they hold 2 big fishing tournaments, the Barra Nationals and the Barra Classic. In Australia, the Northern Territory is renowned for big barramundi, and I've come here with my sights set high. I'll be very disappointed if I don't get my hands on the Holy Grail of barra fishing. After unpacking the car, I needed to head down to the river for a quick look. The Daly River's found 200 k's south of Darwin, and I've just arrived. And it's at this stage that the excitement starts to build at the prospect of learning about these local fish and hopefully playing with a big one. And then we've got some tackle to get ready. Let's do it. As the sun sets, we turn our hand to preparing for 3 days on the water and hopefully some big fish. My first dawn on the Daly breaks, and to kick it off we have nearly an hour's run downriver from our camp, and it's on the way that I think how far I've travelled and could this be the trip.
Righto, Nige.
Yeah?
I reckon this is where we'll start today. Chuck a couple lures on, mate. And I'd like you to make a choice, mate, between green or gold. He's gone the green. Great call.
Rod's out. Weapon.
Oh.
Tynan and a team of his recently won a really big barramundi fishing competition right here known as the Barra Nationals. I'm hoping his good form and ability to find big fish here pays off on this trip. What happens on this tide?
We're coming up, we've got the new moon tomorrow, which is the biggest tides of the cycle. And with the massive tides flushing everything up the river, right now it's all the foam and debris, the bait comes with it. Where there's bait,
It's predators.
exactly.
The huge tidal push of water into the Daly was one of the aspects I so wanted to see here, and I was fast becoming amazed by what I saw drifting up this river. Yes. Yes.
Here we go, mate.
Got him.
Good stuff.
Did you? No, missed him.
Oh.
No. He just told me not to lose one as well. He said, at least we hook one, try and get it in the boat, Nige. Sorry, Tynan. He wasn't a monster. It's the only consolation. We can only go better from here.
You just saw a barra jump, then you hooked one.
That was crazy. This little barramundi jumped like a mullet. The barra would have been about this big and he's jumped this high. And the only reason I knew it was a barra was I was looking straight at it as it came out of the water. Now that's impressive.
To the next one.
Yep. Oh, yes. Yes,
Good
got
fish.
him. Got him.
Hey,
There we go.
Woo! That's a boa.
I'm fishing a monster drag at the moment for big fish, so this guy stood no chance. Didn't pull a stitch.
Oh, mate. Oh no! Oh no!
Saved.
Well, we'll
there you
get
go,
that
that's
worked
it.
out as well, mate.
Yes.
Welcome to the Daly River, Nigel.
First Daly River Barra.
Yes!
This fish would be a male down in the general population on its way to growing big and becoming a female, and you can tell just by the shape of these jaw how they've evolved alongside other fish. Slightly upturned, so a little bit like the Saratoga, which means he's going to live in the fresh as a juvenile, eat insects and the like, and then come down here, get bigger and start feeding on bait fish and other stuff. But he's about to go back and join the pack. Off you go, mate. You beauty. That's one. Upwards and onwards.
Well done, mate.
One problem with fishing under the foam line is getting this stuff on your lure, but you've got to put it in where the fish are, and they seem to be hunting at the moment underneath all this debris coming down the river. It's probably disguising the bait, that's why the bait's there. Predators are there. Getting a bit of stuff in your lure occasionally, just got to deal with that. I'd managed to land my first Daly River barramundi, but the fishing was definitely a bit tougher than I'd expected.
Right on the edge of that main rock bar. The main rock bar's just here.
Yep.
Just marked his fish, and you can see him right there.
Yep.
That's right on the edge of the rock bar. There's a little bit of a channel that comes across here, a lot of timber there. The tide is right at the top. It's about to start moving out. So what we're going to do is we're going to tuck in there, we're going to cast the rock bar and pull it off on that ledge and catch that fish there that we've just marked.
At the moment we're fishing with what you call a weedless rigged soft plastic, so the hook is embedded in the soft plastic, which makes it really snag resistant. At the moment we're fishing a rock bar, so the idea is lots of barramundi are nosing up into the current, sitting with these rocks, waiting for food to come over them, and we've just got to get this soft plastic ducking through the rocks and not getting snagged, hopefully getting a bite. Yes.
Oh. No. Oh. Wow. Would you look at that? We're using big rubbers here, and normally when you cast big rubbers you think you're going to catch big barra, but
not today. It's the size of the one I saw jump earlier on.
That's what the big girls are eating.
Well done, they're aggressive.
Have a look at that, mate. That's pretty cool to see.
It gives you an indication as to how aggressive the barramundi is. Fish that big, going to take on something like that. That's a cool little fish, mate.
Very cool.
Very cool fish. The fishing was definitely tough, and it meant we had no choice but to start searching for fish. I wouldn't say we were stressing, but our boat wasn't full of smiley, happy faces. Got some more open water now. Gone to a smaller profile plastic, belly rigged. Hopefully that'll get the job done. Gotcha. Little one. Little barra.
Look at him.
Around here, fish this size, it's worth hiding, because he is #1 prey for the big girls that live here. This is a juvenile barramundi. Hard to imagine they grow to 2 metres and 50 to 60 kilos, but it's their shape which intrigues me, and the shape of fish and why they've evolved that way has always interested me as a scientist and an angler, and it has a lot to do with thousands of years of evolution. They've gone through ice ages, and they're what we call monsoon fish, so the wet cycle is a huge part of the way these guys evolve. The wet season is the lifeline of this tropical environment, and the local wildlife has evolved to live during times of extreme flood and also the dry. Juvenile barramundi are spawned at the mouth of rivers, but they then swim upriver to the fresh to live for several years before returning as adults. Young barramundi can often become trapped in billabongs for a couple of years before floods bring them back into the main river again. This isn't part of my plan. Fair way through day 1 and 2 fish tie.
Yeah, well, it's not really part of my plan either, Nige.
We're going to have to work at them. This is barramundi fishing. Just lures in the water now. Lures in the water.
Next trial, mate, next trial.
The fish were in no mood to feed right now, which gave me time to learn about this impressive river system. The nutrient-rich waters support fresh and saltwater crocs, which are dinosaurs in their own right, and they give you an idea how long the local inhabitants have been evolving in these parts. It was only a drop in time, a mere 11,000 years ago, that there was a nearby land bridge between Papua New Guinea and Australia, and this is one of the reasons we share so much of our wildlife. The rod out of my hand. Oh, I missed it.
Oh, that was a good hit.
Pull the rod clean out of my hand. That's what happens when you don't have a bite for 4 hours.
Exactly.
When you do get one, you're totally unprepared. Mate. Welcome to Amateur Hour on the Daly. On a tough day, losing fish is unforgivable. All we can do is keep moving to try and find another one.
Yo, look at him lighting up.
Friendly one.
Yes. Nice little barramundi, this one. In hard on the rock bar. We'd seen a couple on the sounder. You've had a couple of hits. And finally, the hooks have stuck. We might be in for an afternoon session here, Nige.
It would be welcome.
Nice work, mate. Wow. Persistence.
Weedless plastics and rock bars. But only one way to fish these. It's that hook well and truly hidden in a soft plastic. When it's tough sometimes and the fish are sitting up, not doing a whole lot, it's a great way to catch them.
Very welcome little barramundi. We're up here in the Arvo. Hopefully we get a bit of a bite, and this is the start of it. So let's get him back in the water and see his bigger brother. All right, let's send him home. Yeah, another little one. I don't think we'll get the net for that one, Nige.
There's a cute one. Oh, a gorgeous little fish. Look at the colour of this compared to one Tynan has just caught. This fish is really dark with a dark tail, and the colour tells you a whole lot about quite often where they've been living and the type of water they've been living in. So the darker fish, particularly the darker tail ones, are very often from the fresh. He may well have been sitting up in the fresh, quite often in areas where there's billabongs. They'll sit in billabongs till they get a good wet, they flush back into the main system. Then as they live in the salt for a while, they start to go silver and the tail starts to go yellow. Anyway, I'll get this one back. Hopefully, there's a big one around the corner.
Oh, there's a barra jumping.
He came straight at me and I thought, oh, I've lost him. Oh, no, I haven't. There he is. Oh, in such different condition.
He's halfway between the black barra and the salty barra.
Dark ones and silver ones. Tynan with so many different sized fish showing up at the moment. How do you explain such a healthy little system right now?
We've just had one of the biggest wets we've had in about 6 years. And at the moment, the whole river system is full of barra from about this big up to the big metre 20s. So that just straight up, they're being flushed out of the billabongs. We've had a really good year for breeding. So positive signs for the years to come.
Right, well, this is very silver. Yellow tail, he's been in the salt for a little while and he's going back to the salt right now. Doesn't get much better than that. Actually could. A metre one would be better, but I won't complain with that one. While fishing, we noticed a croc persistently hanging around a section of bank. It all made sense when we saw the barramundi frame he was intent on eating. It was a stark reminder of the dangers of cleaning fish around the water in these parts. Have a look at that. Wow.
That is the tidal bore on the Daly River in the Northern Territory.
Tidal bore, that's so impressive.
That is 7.4 metres of tide deciding to come up all at once.
Unbelievable how much water suddenly punches into the system. It's one of the things I really wanted to see when I came to the Daly was not just this transition of water pushing its way up the river, but also the behaviour of the local barramundi here in terms of what we call this pelagic style feeding behaviour. And it's generated a lot with this type of ocean water suddenly punching up a river. A few other anglers out trying to do exactly the same thing. Make the most of these barramundi about to push into the system, mate. What do you say we go catch one?
Let's join them.
Could this be our hour that we waited all day for?
Yep.
Yeah, you legend, you legend. Here's what you want to do.
Oh, I'll click this out of gear, mate. We're all good here.
You right?
Yep. I don't think it's huge, mate, but it's still a barramundi. Oh, that's a better barra. Oh, Nigel, we knew it was all starting to happen, didn't we? That tidal bore came through. The fish started moving up. We could see him through the whole water column. There's bait jumping. Oh, that is so cool. Oh, yeah. That
finally, the Daly has given us some prizes. Oh, no, mate.
Yes.
Let's get this out. Now, the game is a hustle now, right? Lights on. Let's not muck around. Let's get this fish back in the water. Quick as we can. Those lures are back in. And we're hopefully playing with these for a bit longer.
Oh, yes. Afternoon barramundi.
Let's get him in. Let's get back fishing. Come on.
Let's get another one.
See ya. Righto. Let's do it. Come on, come on. But in line with the pattern of the day, just as conditions look to be improving, the fishing completely shut down.
Two minutes left in day one. I'm not sure who's won, is the Daly one or have we scored a point or two? We might have worked a couple of things out, mate, but I reckon another 2 days, will I crack the Daly or will the Daly crack me? I need a good night's sleep to think about it. All right, mate, I'm done. Let's pull these up and go.
Let's go.
A tough day ended, and with it, a need for a change of plans. The next day started extra early, and we headed downriver beneath a completely dark moon. I believe the day of the new moon and full moon can make for tough fishing. I was just hoping the Daly would prove my past experiences wrong.
Yesterday it was tough to find big fish in this river, and overnight we thought about it, got up early, we travelled a fair way down in the dark, and the idea being we want to get down as far downriver as we can and meet this push of ocean water coming back up. Hopefully today with it brings some big fish. What lure, bright one?
I think something bright,
Dirty
mate.
water, righto.
To make conditions a little harder, the boat traffic was thick this morning, potentially making the fishing that little bit harder.
It's getting really, really frustrating.
Yep.
What do we got to do, mate, to get a bite in this place?
Don't stop.
The morning bite simply didn't happen, and as the boats began to spread out, we needed to keep on the move. As the day grew long, I couldn't help but hear the voice in my head telling me this feels a lot like fish sulking beneath a new moon.
It's a long way into day 2 at the moment, and we haven't had a bite as yet, which makes it very frustrating, not just for me, but for Ty as well, a bloke that wins tournaments here. I know prides himself in the way he fishes. Reminds me of a saying in fishing that sometimes you can try too hard, and I know how hard he's working right now to help me catch a fish. Sometimes you've got to go back to the drawing board, relax, remind yourself it's fishing. We're about to enjoy a beautiful evening on the Daly and hopefully find a fish along the way as soon as I get this knot tied.
Have a look down there, Nigel. That's the first wave of mullet. We've got a pod coming up. You can see them on top of the water, heading up the river.
Today was about persistence, and we kept lines in the water hoping that the first push of the tide might produce a bite.
Yes, Ty! Yep, on.
Good fish, mate, good fish.
Staying low. Yes, Tynan.
Although this fish definitely wasn't going to be our metre fish, we were pumped to finally get a bite.
This is what we wanted. This is it. Here he comes, coming up. It's coming up.
Hey! Oh,
That got the
mate.
adrenaline going.
Oh, look at him go. Well, mate, hopefully this is the first one of this bite right now.
Yes.
Yes, good work, good work.
That is a long day for one bite, but this could be the start of big things.
Look at the sounder.
More fish.
Let's go.
Let's go. Within a couple of minutes of that tidal ball pushing through, the whole activity level in this place has livened right up. The lure's been crash tackled. This fish only a few feet below surface, so he's well and truly moving in with this water, looking for bait, and he found a bit more than he bargained for. See if there's a big one out there.
Just like every other session, catching that one fish seemed to put a full stop on any other activity. As the daylight began to fade, so too were my hopes of catching this elusive 1 metre fish. Like so many other trips, I'd left all the work to be done on the last day. My last day on the Daly started in typical territory style with a blazing red dawn. Battered by 2 days of tough fishing, Tynan and I headed downriver again, completely unsure of what mood we'd find the fish in.
Day 3 on the Daly, and if I was a betting man, I'd probably bet that it couldn't be as tough as yesterday. All the local guides of the ramp last night pretty thankful yesterday was over. One bite, one fish. Day 3, we have a lot of work to do. Lots of work. Let's do it, mate, come on.
The tidal push starts a little later each day, and this was our advantage today. For the first time, we were in position and fishing the prime morning water before the first crucial wave of the tide reached us. We both started getting the sense that something was about to happen.
No! Oh, that was a big fish, Nige. Oh, that was a big barra, mate. And you happen to be putting sunscreen on when it smokes ya. Not happy, Jan?
That hurts a whole lot. Fish have got lockjaw and they just seem to know the one moment when you're not ready. The big one manages to bite just when your hands aren't on a fishing rod. Say something about Murphy's Law.
Don't want to talk about Murphy right now.
I'll let you have some quiet time. I'll put the sunscreen on, eh? See, this deeper one does the job. Dirty waters, rattle, could be a good thing.
Tynan has convinced me to fish unconventionally by using a spinning reel while trolling. This allows a faster retrieve to keep up with jumping barramundi. I've also chosen a lure that swims a little deeper.
You're on, Nige, you're on, Nige. Good fish, good fish.
Something about rod holders and sunscreening at the moment. Just thought I'd finish off and do my legs.
Lather me up, mate. Let's just sunscreen it up and just see what happens.
That was a solid fish, man. That pulled a lot of drag. That's a tight drag. This river's doing its best to break me and it's coming really close right now.
I've always found barramundi to be a feast or famine fish. There are days where you catch them everywhere, and then there are times when you cannot take a trick.
That 10 to 15 foot mark, there's just such a column of bait which keeps coming through there with fish arching up as well. What we're doing at the moment is trolling in and out of this current. We're really trying to match up the bib on the lure with the depth the fish are coming through at. Doing a simple bit of mathematics. The packet of the lure tells you what depth it dives to, and when you see the sounder telling you the fish at that depth, simply match it up. Just keep pulling it through until you get one to bite. Here's another one now, Tynan. Massive fish here, there's bait here too. A big, big barramundi has just come and boof to mullet right in amongst all this flotsam. Just feel like something's about to happen.
Yes. Oh, it's a barramundi. Oh, we marked those couple of fish there, mate.
Yeah. It's been a frustrating morning so far. Big fish bites, big fish losses. This one, it's about a third of the size of the fish we hooked this morning. But right now, Tynan, I'm gonna take it.
Oh, mate, nice fish. Come on, buddy. Hey!
That's a well-trained net team, mate, in the net. I'm a little bit relieved just to have a fish in the boat, to be honest.
I'm tremendously excited.
Frustrating. The tide is just starting to run. You called it about 3 minutes ago, Tynan said it's about to run. I reckon we get a bite. We have a bite. It's not a metre, but it's a fish.
Let's upsize.
Oh, mate. Barramundi, they've got 3 stages of their lives. They go from freshwater, estuarine, and they've got marine stages as well. And throughout all that, they've got to be super tough to survive in all those different environments. And just the head structure of this fish gives you a good clue as to how well they're made to survive. It's got super brutal armour, super sharp plates, and a bite pressure that's outstanding. Big mouth, engulfs a bucketload of water with whatever it chooses to eat. He's not going to miss out on a feed, but he comes super, super tough. This one's going to go back. It's a little male, going to go off to hopefully get big. Females, lots of babies. We'll see you when I come back next time.
Heads up, eh? Watch this croc. He's aggressive. Just be careful, eh? Keep your eyes open around the boat.
Like barramundi, crocs are opportunists and they hone in fast on any type of food that gets pushed up the river. A feral pig is just too good to pass up on. And how about the death roll?
Over the last couple of days, we've been talking about everything coming up with this debris. That is such a big example, because that's mud skippers, a whole colony of them that have come from the mud saltwater reaches of the river. This is all fresh up here at the moment. So that's travelled 50 kilometres with a whole colony of mud skippers on it. So that's pretty cool.
This spot is done, the tide is over. Our plan now is to run right up the river. And what we're going to try and do is catch the tide. So further up, the tide will still be running in. The idea is basically keep trying to fish a tide turn further and further up the system. See if we can find some active fish. Right, mate, let's go.
As we rush to stay ahead of this fast rising tide, our plan is set. Just leave the rod in the rod holder and pull the lures near to the floating debris.
Oh, that was a big hit. I'm not even disappointed, I'm actually excited by that. That was awesome. It'd be so much better if it was still on them.
Still jumping around.
Oh, look at the sounder. That is why I'm excited.
Eat.
Oh, that was a whack.
I heard it. Oh, this is killing me. What do you do?
What did you do wrong that time?
What can you do? Just throw your hands in the air and go, we love barra fishing. This is so good.
As frustrating as missed bites can be, all you can tell yourself is that sooner or later, one has to stay on.
Yeah.
Come on, fish on.
Good fish, mate.
Fish on, fish on.
Yes, mate. Oh, it's a barramundi.
Yes. Woo.
Nice work, mate. Keep those hooks in, mate. Keep those hooks in. Love it. Oh. You've worked hard to keep that one on, mate.
We have worked hard. Oh, we missed some
I think
bites.
you deserve it.
Here he comes, mate. He's coming quick.
Oh, excellent work, Nigel.
Here he comes, here he comes.
You.
Where is he? Where is he? He's coming up.
Oh, good fish. Let him do his thing.
Nice. Here he comes. Look at
Ground here,
that.
mate. And, mate. Oh, we've worked hard for that fish. Oh, righto, mate.
Oh, I'm excited.
Oh, good barra.
Oh, what a gorgeous Daly River barramundi. If you look at the colour of the water at the moment, it is filthy dirty, which shows you how well they feed in the murk. And look at that face, those eyes close together. He's great at picking up vibrations. The reason we've got rattling lures out of the back at the moment, because he just tunes into any vibration and then comes and belts it with that big head, big mouth. Made for killing stuff when he's hungry. What an animal.
The day was getting longer as we raced the tide upriver, and it seemed all the large predators were out and about and on the move.
Ooh, yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, nice. Good work, mate.
That's the one.
Not a bad looking fish either.
Yeah. Just grab the plucky down there.
Grab the net there. Oi. Well done, mate. Convinced this one to bite.
Oh. Happy days.
Excellent work.
Good work. Oh, it's our plan of following the tide up.
Yeah.
It's working.
Coming up, we've got nice water. You've cast that into a typical barramundi home. This one here, mate. This one here.
Straight in there. Happy days.
Oh, another barra, mate.
Check out that for a well-conditioned fish. Yellow tail, colour of a bullet, lit up. Looks like our plan is starting to work. Get this guy back and we'll get back in the water.
We were now racing the clock and the tide as my hopes of a metre fish were fast fading.
Time's winding down. Half an hour left in this bite, I reckon. Could be the last chance to catch a big one.
No pressure.
Oh, a little bit.
None at all.
But there was pressure, and we both knew it.
I think we're done.
I think we are, mate.
Plane trip out tonight. My trip to the Daly has come to an end. Disappointing not to have cracked the metre, but so impressed with this river to have come and seen this pelagic activity. Barra busting mullet in the background, the crocs. Had some fun with you, Mr. Tynan. Been great company. Thank you very much for the territory experience.
Absolute pleasure, Nige.
I'm gonna have to come back and try and crack the metre code another time.
See you next year.
All right, mate. Planes are waiting.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Driving back to camp, all I could think about is how hard barramundi, or any fish for that matter, can be to catch when they're not in the mood. And as hard as it sounds right now, for me, that is the charm of fishing. Trying to learn enough about the habits of a fish so as to better predict its behaviours at any time. One thing I do know, I'll definitely be back to play with the Daly River and its barramundi again.